And welcome back. It's time for another edition of our Ozarks Live Book Club. And Sarah Thompson from the Springfield Greene County Library joins me now. Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you. I'm good.
Okay, so we've got 3 selections today. Pretty excited about this. First up, you've got a children's book. Tell me about this one.
I do. That is The Eyes in the Impossible by Dave Eggers. It's a great book about a dog. He's a free dog in a park, and it's just a really fun story. He doesn't die, so there's no dead dog.
This is important.
So this is very important when you read dog books. But it's really funny. It's a good adventure story about animals.
Yeah. Why do you think the kiddos are going to enjoy it?
The dog is very silly, and he likes to laugh at everything that happens around him. So I think kids are going to really relate to Johannes the dog.
Yeah.
And just laughing with him and his adventures.
That makes a lot of sense. Now we've got 2 more adult books. So one's kind of like a teen adult, if you will. So tell me about that one.
So Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross is like a fantasy set. It feels like it's a 1940s time period, but it's a completely original world with mythology. There are 2 rival journalists working at the same newspaper company. And there's a little bit of romance and rivalry, so it's got some enemies to lovers to it, but there's also a lot of adventure. They're in the midst of a war, and there's some conflict, and you know, what's going to happen? Can they resolve their conflict to be lovers in this enemy to lover story? And the sequel comes out just after Christmas.
Ooh,
so you don't have to wait
if they read the book now, then they'll get this sequel next.
Yeah.
Why do you think teens should check this specific one out?
This one, it has a lot of romance, a lot of adventure. It's really unlike anything else I had read before. It's fantasy, but it also has like a historical feel to it. So it's got the romance, adventure, fantasy, mythology, everything you could think of.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, last up, you've got kind of more of just an adult book for me, if you will. So tell me about this one.
So we have Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers, which I think is just a great title. It sells itself. But this is a cozy mystery for adults. Vera has a tea shop. It's not doing so well. And then one day, someone is found dead in her tea shop, and she decides she's going to undertake the detective work in this. And there are many suspects, and she brings them all together. She's kind of like that nosy auntie that is just going to, butt in and tell you how to live your life.
I love that. We all have one of those, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like this is kind of like a mystery, if you will. So for fans of mystery novels, what are they going to love most about this one?
This one is great because it has the mystery, but it also has a really nice found family. And it tugs at the heartstrings because Vera is kind of lonely. And so she's making her way through this found family trope, and you just fall in love with all of the characters.
Okay, without giving anything away, anything that may surprise the reader?
I was surprised at how much I enjoyed Vera's busybodiness. And it's also really good on audiobook. So if you've ever wanted to try an audio, Vera cracks me up on audio.
Yeah, okay, excellent. Now, remind people if they're interested in maybe getting a library card with the library, how does that work?
Just come to any of our 10 branches. We have 5 in the city, and then we have some in the county of Greene County. And then you just bring something with your address, and you can get a library card for free.
And it's easy as that. And obviously they can check out books with that, but also you just mentioned audio. Is there audio books available through the library as well? Or how does that work?
We have physical audiobooks, but so many people now say, I don't have a CD player. So don't worry, we have lots of digital audiobooks, and you can find those online through our apps and website. And we have lots of resources.
Yeah. For maybe people who haven't yet tried out an audiobook versus reading a physical copy, why would you encourage them to test out that option?
I really like audiobooks because I multitask. I like to crochet while I'm doing, I'm listening to audiobooks. I also am a big advocate for audiobooks when you're traveling. It makes that trip go a lot faster, and especially if you have a car full of kids and it's really crowded, and then you're all listening to a book together that you can agree on. Kind of makes that trip more fun.
Yeah, we all need something to help pass the time. My last question for you. So you brought books from all kind of different ages, demos, whatever. Why would you encourage people to read? Because I feel like it's something that society's not doing enough of.
Yeah. I always tell everybody I meet when they find out I'm a librarian that you might think that you don't like reading, but really it's because you haven't found the right book. And that's our job as librarians, to help you find the right book. And so there are all sorts of formats out there. There's audio, there's comics, there's graphic novels, there's fiction, nonfiction. You might not know what you enjoy reading. Reading is just a great way to enhance your knowledge, your worldview, and it just give your brain something fun. Food for your brain.
That's great advice. If people want more information, how can they get it? They
can go to thelibrary.org, or they can visit any of our locations.
Perfect. Sarah, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it, and appreciate all these recommendations. And now, Bricks and